The outbreak of canine distemper at the Franklin County Dog Shelter as many who've recently adopted an animal from there looking for answers. Good evening. I'm Mike Jackson.
And I'm Ellie Merritt. Dozens of dogs have already been euthanized. Here's what we know right now. One dog at the shelter tested positive for distemper last Thursday. The shelter says that that dog had not shown symptoms until after it was adopted out, and that it exposed other dogs in the shelter to the virus. The shelter says it has had to euthanize 52 dogs so far, and that number will likely go up. They have isolated dogs who may have been exposed so that they can continue to bring in new dogs.
NBC4's Ted Hart is live in the Franklin County Dog Shelter with more on the limbo that many of adopted dogs from the shelter are currently in. Ted?
Well, and Mike, for dog owners who this evening might be getting ready to go out for a walk with their dog to the dog park, or perhaps take the dog to doggy daycare in the morning, they might be wondering, well, what risk is there if their dog were to bump into a dog that had recently been here at the Franklin County Animal Shelter and might have been exposed to canine distemper? The answer is, as long as your dog has had his or her shots, as long as they've been vaccinated, they should be protected. But for those dog owners who recently adopted dogs here within the last 3 or 4 weeks from the shelter, they should be concerned. 8-month-old Harlem, a boxer mix, is back at the shelter today, being examined by a veterinarian in the parking lot.
Coughing, sneezing, vomiting, wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink.
Harlem was dehydrated, and the vet says he definitely has a respiratory infection. They'll run tests now to see if it's distemper. Barbara Robertson adopted Harlem a week ago and now wonders why the shelter let that happen.
Why would they just adopt out all these dogs if they knew they were sick or exposed to the sickness for sure?
Renee Mullins also returned to the shelter today, hoping to pick up her dog, Bossy.
She was starting to hack, and she's just hacking up this white foam-like liquid.
Mullins adopted Bossy on Labor Day weekend and then brought her back a few days later. The vet here at the shelter says Bossy is still sick.
She's improved now, but with that degree of pneumonia, there's strong concern for did she get canine distemper or not.
Bossy is well enough to go home, and they hope with medication she'll get healthy once again.
It's just amazing how she could go from deathly sick to her real, true self. It's the best feeling. I'm not gonna lie, it really is.
But that dog really still remains at risk and needs to be closely monitored. Shelter officials say that the number of dogs euthanized as a result of this outbreak of respiratory diseases still stands at 52, with just the one case of confirmed case of canine distemper. There are still lots of other newly adopted dogs, as well as all of the dogs that remain in quarantine here that are still at risk and will need to be closely watched. Live at the Franklin County Animal Shelter, Ted Hart, NBC4.
So sad down there. Ted, thank you. Now, here's what you need to know about distemper. It's a virus, and as Ted mentioned, there is a vaccine, but no known cure. It is spread through the air or direct contact. It can cause red, watery eyes, sluggishness, and a lack of appetite before progressing to possible seizures, odd behavior, even aggressiveness. It is often deadly. Puppies and older dogs are at the highest risk of getting distemper. And right now, Dr. Kim West is from Health and Harmony Animal Hospital is taking your questions right now about distemper on Facebook Live, and that's Tyler Carter there sitting next to her. If you'd like to participate, just head to the NBC4 Facebook page to ask Dr. West a question. And for more on distemper, what to look for, and what has been happening at the Franklin County Dog Shelter, head to NBC4i.com.